Year 2. I hope you've had a good half term and you're well rested and ready to get back into learning. This video will be on the SPAG section of your home learning pack on Underwater World. So let's see if you can remember some of the work we've been doing all throughout Year 2 and right before we close for half term. Now my first question says, write out the sentences in your best cursive handwriting and add the correct punctuation. Now, first thing we've been doing is looking at the golden rule. 10 seconds, quickly remind me, what are the 3 parts to the golden rule? Okay, let's see if you remembered correctly. So first of all, we have to have our capital letters at the beginning of a sentence or for a name. We also need to make sure we have finger spaces in between our words when we're writing them out. And finally, we need to make sure we end our sentences with punctuation. Now let's have a look at the sentences. Now I've already had a look at them and I can tell you that the first sentence has 9 mistakes or things that you need to change. The second sentence has 5 mistakes or things that you need to change. And the next sentence has 7. So if you've already done this but you haven't found that many things to change, then maybe go have a look at it again and see if there's anything missing. So my first sentence says, in Pixar's 2003 film Finding Nemo, the main characters Marlin and Nemo are clownfish. So first of all, I must say that I love Finding Nemo. It's an amazing movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, I'd like you to make sure you watch it sometime when you have some free time. Before you do that though, let's carry on with the sentences. So as always, I need my capital letters at the very beginning of my sentence. In Pixar's 2003 film. Okay, so Pixar, if you don't know, is a company that produces films. So it's the name of a company, so we need to have a capital letter. In Pixar's 2003 film. So the film in this sentence belongs to someone. It belongs to Pixar because Pixar is the company that produced it. So we will need an apostrophe here to show possession. So in Pixar's 2003 film, Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is the name of the film. So again, when we have a name, name of a person, name of a film, name of a company, name of a school, we always have to have capital letters. So I'm going to have my capital letter here and add my capital N here as well. In Pixar's 2003 film Finding Nemo, comma, the main characters Marlin and Nemo are clownfish. Okay, so I might need to read the sentence again and again just to make sure that there's nothing missing. And it's important to read it again so that it always makes sense. So in Pixar's 2003 film Finding Nemo, the main characters Marlin and Nemo. These are names of the characters. So what do we need to add? We need to add capital letters. Correct, if you got that. So Marlin and Nemo are clownfish. Now I need some punctuation at the end. I'm going to add a full stop because it's just information. It's not a question and it's not someone saying something very excited. Something very exciting, sorry. So we just need a full stop. Now let's read it over to make sure there's nothing missing. In Pixar's 2003 film, Finding Nemo, the main characters Marlin and Nemo are clownfish. Great. Let's have a look at the next sentence. Starfish are carnivores and they live in the ocean. Now, again, we need our capital letter at the beginning of our sentence. Starfish are, now we have this capital letter here, and there's no reason, it's not the name of anything, so we don't need it. We're going to do a lowercase a here. Starfish are carnivores, and again, this is just a lowercase letter that needs to be placed because it's not a name and it doesn't need a capital letter. Starfish are carnivores and they live in the ocean. So there's this capital letter here. Do you think we need a capital letter for this? No, I don't think so. So I'm going to replace it with a lowercase t, and then I'm going to add my full stop at the very end. And I'm going to read it through again just to make sure there's nothing missing. Starfish are carnivores and they live in the ocean. Lovely. So let's have a look at the last one. Did you know that a stingray is a cousin to a shark? So I need to add my capital letter at the very beginning. Did you know that? Now this word that looks very strange. There are two capital letters in it and neither of them should be there. So I'm going to replace them with lowercase t's. Did you know that a stingray is a cousin to a shark? So the letter A and the letter C here are also capital. Now the letter A, should that be capital? There's only one other word where we use a capital letter, even if it's in the middle of a sentence. Can you remember what word that is? It's the word I. I like to eat. This word is always capital. Okay, it's just a single letter word, but it's always capital. But the word A shouldn't be capital, so we're going to replace it with a lowercase a. And then cousin should also be lowercase because it's not a name. Did you know that a stingray is a cousin to a shark? Now again, we have a capital H in the middle of a word. That's unbelievable. You never, ever, ever, ever have that. So we're going to replace that with a smaller case h. Did you know that a stingray is a cousin to a shark? Full stop. Now, I've made a mistake in this sentence. Can anyone spot what it is? I've made a change, but it's not correct. I need to change it again. So it's at the end of my sentence. We need to make sure there's punctuation, but we need to check what kind. So should it be full stop? Should it be an exclamation mark or a question mark? Now this sentence is a did you know question. So we need to make sure we add a question mark, just like that. After you have completed your sentences, you should try to write them out on lined paper using your best George Spicer cursive handwriting. For this, you will need to remember your ascenders, your descenders, and to leave spaces between your words. If you're having some trouble with this, or you just need a reminder, make sure to look at Miss Buckley's SPAG video from the Space Pack for a very clear explanation of cursive handwriting. Let's have a look at the next exercise. The second exercise says, can you complete the sentences with the appropriate conjunctions? So this exercise is a little different from the others that you've done so far because it doesn't give you the conjunction for you to complete the sentence. Instead, it asks you what the missing conjunction could be. To help me, I've made a list of conjunctions that I could use, and you could think of many, many more. So let's have a look at the first sentence. Miss Davis loves orca whales. She doesn't like great white sharks. So, I'm going to try out some of my words to see what could fit. Miss Davis loves orca whales because she doesn't like great white sharks. That one doesn't work. Let's try the second one. Miss Davis loves orca whales, but she doesn't like great white sharks. So for this one, I definitely say that the word but would fit. Miss Davis loves orca whales, but she doesn't like great white sharks. Lovely. The next sentence says, the dolphins, sea lions, swam side by side. The dolphins, so sea lions swam side by side? The dolphins, also sea lions, swam side by side? Nope, for this one I would say the dolphins and sea lions swam side by side. Here I am, I'm adding my conjunction. And the last one says, the freshwater snail hid inside its shell. It was scared. So for this sentence, I think that the snail hid inside its shell because it was scared. So I'm going to add my conjunction here. Make sure you read through your sentences so you can make sure that they make sense. Well done. The third exercise is about adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. For this, it can be useful to think about your 5-sentence. So what can you see in the picture? What would you be able to smell if you were there? Could you hear or taste anything? And what would you be able to touch? I'll give you one as an example. The coral looks very dense to me. So my adjective is the word dense. However, I could even turn this into a noun phrase, which is where you add a noun and an adjective together and describe the image as dense coral reef. What other adjectives or noun phrases can you think of? Pause this video and come up with as many as you can. Now that you've had a go at using some adjectives, let's see if you can complete the sentences by adding adjectives where needed. The something crab was moving swiftly on the something sand. For this sentence, we need to describe the crab and the sand. I've decided to say, the red crab was moving swiftly on the golden sand. Of course, you can include your own adjectives and make it as exciting as possible. The next sentence says, the something orca sped through the something ocean for food. I've decided to say, the dangerous orca sped through the deep blue ocean for food. Here, I've added 2 adjectives and joined them using a comma, which makes it much more exciting. The next sentence says, a something tiger shark munched on its dinner loudly. I've decided to say, a hungry tiger shark munched on its dinner loudly. Hungry to describe the tiger shark. Good. The last part of our session is spellings. For this, you could use the look, say, cover, write, check method. You could also practice your spelling words by writing sentences, and as an extension, use a dictionary to find the definition of each word. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.